Try walking in my shoes. Try walking in my shoes. You'll stumble in my footsteps.
Another picture-worthy meal by Mazzy. What have you made me this time, Mazzy?
The same.
The same?
Hot dogs, potatoes and rice.
Chili dogs.
Oh, chili dogs, yeah.
Chili dogs. Potatoes. And rice. That looks really nice. Is there any more if I finish that?
Yeah, there's plenty.
Wonderful, thank you. Mazzy's just got rice. Got a little tip for you if you're ever making chili dogs. Do what Mazzy's just done. I've never had this before. Toast, just lightly toast the buns, because that makes a massive difference. It's a lovely crunch in your mouth. But you might want to hold back on the seeds. I don't know why there's seeds on top. Why is the seeds on top of my hot dogs?
Because I just didn't bother to take them off.
What do you mean you didn't bother to take? Why did you have them on in the first place? Why would you have seeds?
Because they come out the jalapenos.
Good morning and welcome to day number 31. Brewood to Hopton, I think it's called. Probably about 14 miles today. I don't know what I'm going to make of today. I've got my yellow high vest on. The first 6 miles is road. And I don't know what I'm going to make of this road walking today. This is the busy road. I think this is the A5. But this is just half a mile, and then we'll go on to what looks like a country lane for 5 miles through a couple of villages. But there's no paths, so I'm just hoping the very quiet ones. But we'll see. In good spirits. Bit of a story about yesterday, which I'll get onto in a minute. I think this is going to be quite a bad 6 miles. Well, 5.5 now. I'm on this lane, but there's quite a few cars coming up and down. I think it must be, well, it's rush hour. Never mind. Just have to plough through it as quick as I can. Right, what happened yesterday? Man, Mazzy parked up the camper van, motorhome, but it needed turning round so that she could get it out easily in the morning. So I put the key in the ignition. I was going to turn it round for her. Put the key in the ignition, no power, dead. Playing around with things, we didn't know what it was. I thought it was like might be some kind of loose connection. Mazzy said it was a flat battery, we need to get someone to come and give us a jump start. I says, and she was going to go up and ask anybody if they could help. I says, Mazzy, you've got breakdown. We were arguing by then, you know how you do. She's always right, I'm always right, let's argue, and we're both stressed. And anyway, I says, just get the breakdown people out, that's what they're there for. And I'll tell you what, we rung them up and it was the AA who were through. They were there within 20-25 minutes. And what it was, we couldn't find the battery, you see. It wasn't in the engine. I didn't know you could have batteries anywhere else apart from in the engine. It was underneath the feet of the passenger side of the cab. And anyway, he got to it. And he noticed straight away your battery's a bit loose, which has caused one of the connectors to start sparking. So he just tightened it up and away it was fine. So absolutely buzzing, because we were thinking, oh, he's going to have to jump start us, we're going to have to drive around for half an hour to get the battery up again. But no, just a little loose wire, loose connection, because the battery wiggled a bit. So, bit of drama, but the AA were absolutely fantastic. Really well, we were so stressed, and once he did that, all the stress just disappeared. And then, yeah, I fell asleep about 8 o'clock last night. I was shattered, slept all night. Anyway, this road's getting busy. I'm not liking this. So the reason for this 6 mile road walk is the canal I was following, I think it goes to Chester. It like forks off and it goes to Chester. I don't want to go to Chester. So I'm crossing this 6 miles to get to the other side of the fork, if you like, which goes up through Stoke-on-Trent, Manchester area. and that's the way we're trying to get. But yeah, these things happen. Now there was a shorter way to the canal, but unfortunately, well, I've got this really good app. It shows you all the canal systems in Britain, and it shows you where the locks are, where the toilets are, where there's any maintenance taking part, and it keeps it updated. And the towpath is closed in 2 places, just along here whilst they're doing some maintenance. So I'm having to join it a bit further north, which is why it's a 6-mile walk. And after 1.5 miles, I'll be honest, it's getting on my nipples already. Too many cars. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. It's about 8:40 at the moment, 8:30 in the morning. I'm getting really warm already. I think I'm going to get too warm today. I'm just checking all these old polytunnels out. They've all been planted up, and I can only imagine they're something like raspberries. From here they look like raspberries, but there's hundreds and thousands and millions of them. Because right round the corner, right up there, it's row after row after row of these things. My guess would be raspberries. It's very easy to lose your bearings because this is pointing Cannock and Wolverhampton that way, but I've come from Wolverhampton and it's that way. I don't get it. I'm a bit confused. I'm going that way now, which is saying Stafford. That's right, Penkridge, yeah, that's where I'm going next. So this is Penkridge. That's a pretty cool looking house. I just looked it up on Wikipedia, and the only notable person who I can find who's come from here is called Adam Legsdins, who's a goalkeeper for Birmingham City. Still is. Never heard of him. It's quite a big town, really. Walking through Penkridge was the best smell in the world, like, ever. It was warm pork pies. Oh, it must have been a butcher's or something. You could just smell it, you know, like big warm smoke, big warm pork pies. And I was going to get one. I was looking for it, I was going to get one. And then I remembered Mazzy said she's packed me 2 pork pies in my bag for today. So as soon as I can get sat down and have a rest, I'm going to have pork pies buzzing. I just hope they're as good as them from Penkington or whatever it was called. Penkridge. Oh man, I'm starving now, I can't wait. Thank you, Mazzy. So thankfully we're back on the canal. Earlier than I thought, actually. I thought I wasn't going to be able to join it for another mile further on, but I've got here. And that's the I think it's the M6, is that? M5 or M6. And I presume we're passing underneath that road. This is more like it. Come on now, Daniel. So I'm sat underneath the M6 at the end of a tunnel. It's running across there. And I thought, you know, I'll get my pork pies out. Now, I have to say, I'm a little bit disappointed, to say the least. I looked all through the bag, couldn't find pork pies anywhere. And then I thought, well, sure, I thought that were my magnesium tablets. It's not. They're not tablets. It's not 2 pills in there. They are, believe it, they are. Look at state of them. Look at size of my hand. A pork pie you should be able to grab. Just get your fingers around it. It should be that size. Look at them. Look at them. Honestly, they're like peanuts. That's ridiculous. But you've got to remain positive, haven't you, until you've tasted them. They might be really nice. They are cold and they don't smell, you know, like they did back in that other place. That's rubbish. That is rubbish. Mazzy, come on, you can do better than that, love. I want them like they had them at the shop. You know, the proper big-sized ones which smell and they're warm. I want 2 of them next. I don't want them. That's ridiculous. You know, you're giving me a 12-calorie drink one day and a 12-calorie pork pie the next. So people I'd like to thank whilst I'm here. There's not too many because I didn't post a video in the last 2 days, which explains why. But we've got Ralph and Sue Sharp, Mitchell Hayden and Jim Carber. Thank the three of you very, very much. And Jim would like to wish, because this video will be going out on Valentine's Day, Jim would like to wish his wife Cheryl a happy Valentine's Day. That's it, he don't even say he loves you. Jim, he basically just says happy Valentine's Day. Cheryl, he don't love you, he doesn't even say he loves you. Valentine's Day, what a waste of money. Oh, I detest it, I really do. But yeah, Cheryl, have a very happy Valentine's Day with Jim, who doesn't love you by the look of it. So that was another £25 raised. So far we've now raised £8,470 for Mazzy's dad, Tom. If you'd like to make a donation, the Just Giving link down in the description. Thank you very much. I've got a grain of stone in my sock and I forgot to take it out when I stopped then. It's been annoying me for the first 5-6 miles. It's tiny, you know. If you imagine like a glass full of sand, it'd still be in the top 5% of size for sand. It's a big-ish sand grain, but it's not sand grain, it's a stone. It's not going to do me any harm. It's just annoying, you know, and it keeps moving from toe to toe to heel to bits. And I just want it rid of it, really. I'm not stopping again now, it can stay there for another few miles. So we're just coming up to some locks, and this is where a lot of boats are moored up. Not sure where we are exactly. There's one boat there, out of the water, and a guy doing a bit of welding on it. Quite nice round here. I had a dream last night. One of my recurring dreams. Recurring. A dream which I have quite often. I think it's about the 5th time I've had this one, and it's one of my favourites, if not my favourite. I can walk on, well, not walk, I can run across water. Obviously you can't walk across water, you're just going to sink. But I found out if you run fast enough, and I'm a fast runner, if you run fast enough, you like skim across the top. So if I wanted to get to the other side of there, no problem. And honestly, you wake up thinking, I need to give that a go, because I reckon I could do it. I'm not going to do. Not in this video, anyway. But no, in this dream, I don't know, it was like a break at work. I was working at Grattan Catalogue. I haven't worked there since I was about 23 years old. And yeah, there was a flood or something outside the office. And I did it. I ran across and came back, and I'd literally just got the very bottom hem of my jeans wet, just a tiny bit, not much. And I went up to my boss, who was Lorna, lovely woman, and I was telling her, I says, look, I can run across water. I forgot I could do this, but I've dreamt it before, and I can do it, I've just proved it. So she came to have a look at me doing it, and I started doing it, doing really well, you know, proper running across water, like you imagine a swan when they're taking off, you know, that kind of thing. Anyway, we're going really well, and then from other side of office, Belinda and another manager, these two other managers, they were like an alarm noise went off, and Belinda shouted over to Lorna, my manager. She says, Lorna, there's a security alert, we've found some stolen goods in Dan's bag. And I couldn't believe it. Anyway, I was mid running across water, and I sunk, went right up to my waist, it did, up to back there. Got wet through. But I was more shocked that they found something in my bag. So anyway, I'm looking over, Lorna's looking over. Lorna had lost interest in me, you know, running across the water by now. She was more interested in the security alert, because she was a manager. And we're both looking over at Belinda, pulling whatever's out of my bag. And you know what she pulled out? A massive birthday cake. And everyone, apart from me, because I didn't know it was there, shouted over, happy birthday, Lorna. It were a birthday. I didn't know it were a birthday. I didn't know there were her birthday cake in my bag. And Lorna just lost complete interest in me running across water, which I think is absolutely amazing. I'm sure you must agree. You want to try it sometimes, guys? Try it and get one of your mates to video yourselves trying to run across water. You've got to do it really fast, really fast. I was telling Mazzy about it this morning. She says, you can't. She says, the only people who can walk on water, she said, I'm on about running. The only people who can walk on water is Jesus and David Blaine. So I have to ask the question, am I a messiah or a magician? Or maybe I'm a bit of both. I don't know. But yeah, that's one of my reoccurring dreams. I like that one. I hope I have it again sometimes. I don't know what it means, me running across water. This reminds me of a scene out of The Birds. Just geese and crows everywhere. I can think of 3 other recurring dreams I have off the top of my head. There might be more. Number 1, I know a lot of people have this dream, where all my teeth crumble out. I have that quite a lot. My second one, I first dreamt this when I was at the dentist's and I was put under gas. I think I was having fillings or teeth out or something when I was young. Quite young as well, probably about 8, something like that. And I still remember the dream I had whilst I was under with the gas. And it was like, you know when you look through a kaleidoscope? It was like looking through one of them, and it was about 8 witches in a circle going round and round. And I've had that a few times as well. How I still remember that dream from that dentist, I will never know. And my last one, which is my favourite, I forgot. I thought the running across water was my favourite. This is my favourite. I'm the only person in the world who knows how to get milk out of a chicken. I've told you this before on the other channel, but I've dreamt that quite a lot of times. And because I'm the only person who knows how to get the milk out of the chicken, the milk is really expensive. Really expensive. You're talking millions for a glass. And yeah, I become a millionaire. Brilliant dream. You know, I wouldn't say I've tried to get milk out of a chicken, because I've never been able to catch one alive, but you know, when you're making a roast or something like that and you get a dead chicken laying there, I'll be honest, I have had a little peek just to see where in my head I think it might come out of. Still not found the hole yet. But yeah, I love dreams. They always happen to me when, you know, if you wake up in the middle of the night and then you're awake for an hour or so and then you nod off again just for another hour. That's when I remember them. Stephen King, he remembers all his dreams, you know. That's what all his films are based on. He sets his alarm or something to wake himself up in the middle of the night, and he remembers the dream he was having, and he writes them down in a notebook and then turns it into a book and turns it into a movie and makes a lot of money. He does quite well at it. Maybe I should try that. Dan, the chicken milk millionaire. Sounds a bit like a kid's adventure though, doesn't it? More than a serious film. It couldn't be a thriller or anything like that. It'd be a bit like Huckleberry Finn, something like that, which I happened to watch last night with Mazzy. It wasn't the best. It was the original from the 1936, I think it was. Bit corny, a bit childish. But I do like Huckleberry Finn and Tom Sawyer. It was actually called Adventures of Tom Sawyer. I'm blabbering on anyway, I'm just going to carry on walking. I haven't walked for about 5 minutes. So this is called Radford Meadows. It says so here. And apparently there's 20 pairs of heron here every spring. Can't see a single one of them. What a joke. And that's a heron if you don't know what they are. You people abroad, you might not know them. Really is a beautiful area here. Got a lovely bridge going over and all these canal boats docked in here. It's so peaceful. Lovely. Well, I've nearly done on the canal for today. I'm turning off and then it's another 3 miles of walking on the road to the campsite. But we're right on the outskirts of Stafford now, which hasn't really got good memories for me and Mazzy. That's where we were parked up when she got the phone call saying her dad had been attacked. But the campsite we were at last night, we didn't realise to start with, but it had a pub pretty much next door to it. And we were zooming in and looking at the pub, and Mazzy says, "We've been there before, I'm sure we have, I recognise that." And we had, it was a Brit Stops, and we stayed there. It was the first place we stayed when we were doing Staffordshire, and it had a parrot in the bar. I remember filming the parrot, it was in a video, an earlier video. But we didn't go in. We've been at that campsite 2 nights, but haven't been into any pubs. But yeah, Stafford, not the best of memories, unfortunately. Nothing against Stafford. It's a Staffordshire County showground behind me. I'm guessing that's where they do like horse jumping and stuff like that. There's an antiques and collectors fair here. 2 weeks, that might be quite nice. Looks very posh. Anyway, I'm nearly here. I've got about a mile to go, and I'll be honest with you, I'm a bit worried because Mazzy hasn't messaged saying she's got there yet, and I would have expected that about 15 minutes ago. And the reason I'm worried is because there was an ambulance with a flashing light going the other way and 2 police cars. So just hope she's alright. I don't want to send her a message, you see, in case she's driving. I'm just hoping, I'm thinking she's probably there and just filling up with water or something like that. But I always worry, a bit of a worrier. Yeah, we're getting super worried then, but she's just messaged me. She says, "I've only just arrived, that were really complicated." It can't have been that complicated, it's just driving on a road. But she's made it, she's there, she's fine, everything's cool and dandy. I haven't really got time for this because I've told Mazzy I'll be there in 15 minutes. Hopton Heath Battlefield and Monument. I don't know what that is, but if it's close I'll take a quick look. No, I can't see it. I'm guessing it's going to be up there somewhere because there's like a path going up here. Never mind. Someone Google it and put it on my page, please. Let me know what it is. So I've arrived at the campsite. It's called Stable Park. I do like it. This nice driveway coming up and these trees making it very private. This caravan's just at the other side of there. Mazzy. Oh, I can see his van. I can see his van. Just there. Right, I'm going to call that it, guys. Thank you very much for joining. See you tomorrow. That was 14.1 miles, by the way. Tomorrow's going to be the biggest killer so far, about 20 miles. See how we get on. Catch you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Try walking in my shoes. Try walking in my shoes. You'll stumble in my footsteps.